diversity and the great range of age. Everybody thinks in 2010, because it's a midterm election, the first time voters won't vote in the election will be older and stodgier and angrier and less diverse, unless you do something about it. The other is that people have a right to be angry. They're angry and disoriented and enraged on the right because they have been fed a succession of raw meat for a year and a half about everything. I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then a lot of our people don't know when they're supposed to vote in the midterm. So here's what you have. You have first a tale of two stories. The Republican story goes something like this. Okay, we left them in a real big hole, this country. And so you fired us and you put the Democrats in. They had 21 months to fill that hole, and they didn't fill it. And while failing to fill it, they spent too much money, gave us too much government regulation. I think the president and the congressional leaders are closet socialists. What we really need to understand is that the government is at the source of all of our problems. Even if these big Wall Street banks caused the meltdown, the government must have done something to them to make them do that. And so we need to get rid of all this stuff, and everything will be fine. That's their story. The Democrat story goes something like this. That hole they left was $3 trillion deep. And we're not out of the hole yet, but at least we've stopped digging. We're building. We're building our way out of it. And the last thing you want to do is to bring back the shovel brigade. So all we're asking is, look, give us 2 more years. We've got an election in 2 years. You gave them 8 years to dig this hole. Give us 4 years, and we will show you we're getting out of it, and we're building a new America, and we have to do it together. So, how do you know whose story to believe? Sen Murray was really smart today. She kept saying, you got a choice, you got a choice, you got a choice. That's not what the Republicans want you to believe. They want you to believe you don't have a choice, that this is a referendum on everything that has happened since President Obama took his hand off the Bible that you wish hadn't happened. It's a referendum on everything you wish had happened that hadn't happened. We want you to pour everything you're frustrated and angry about into a referendum and just vote no and let us in so we can do just what we did before that got us in this mess. A referendum. Now, I have lived long enough to know that even if you forget about politics, anytime you make an important decision in life, when you are angry and full of anxiety and profoundly emotional, there's about an 80% chance you're going to make a mistake. I want you to say to people who aren't here, who can vote in Washington State, who can vote in these congressional seats adjoining us here, or who can vote anywhere else in America,